There is even some evidence that we can reverse aging in some degree, especially in cells.
Imagine shaving off 10 years from your life, not in the literal sense, but in the biological sense. Is it possible? Let's explore.
There are really three components of diet that seem to be impacting aging. So the first is how much we eat, the second is what we eat, and the third is when we eat. So in terms of how much we eat, a lot of science went into this idea of caloric restriction. Caloric restriction isn't starvation. It's usually just about a 20% reduction in the overall calorie intake. People have seen that when animals are caloric restricted, they tend to live longer. We're actually more prone to overeating. So some researchers have figured out that it might not be the caloric restriction that's actually the beneficial thing. So even if you can't restrict your calories, just moving away from overeating is probably going to have a beneficial effect for most people. The other thing that's been studied is this concept of what we eat. A lot of research has gone into whether things like a plant-based diet are actually beneficial to aging and longevity. And there seems to be some evidence that eating less animal products, more fruits and veggies, more whole foods is going to be better overall. Longevity science says plant-based diet is probably the best diet. There's a lot of evidence from both epidemiological, which is the science when you actually look at populations, as well as some more emerging clinical trials that suggest that a diet rich in mostly plant-based foods can actually extend your lifespan and prevent disease. Also minimizing things like refined sugars and the things that we know are bad for our health.
Dr. Morgan Levine, a scientist at Yale, has dedicated her career to studying biological age and its influence on our health. She argues that our biological age, which can differ significantly from our chronological age, might hold the key to understanding our overall health and well-being. It seems that the number of years we've lived is not as important as how those years have affected our bodies. By measuring our biological age, we can gain invaluable insights into our health and potentially control the aging process. But here's the million-dollar question: how can we measure our biological age? The answer might surprise you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Morgan Levine. I'm a professor who specializes in biology of aging. Biological age, we actually think is malleable. We know that aging can be slowed. We see this when comparing across species. Species don't decline all at the same rate. Some of them actually do this at such a slow rate, what we call negligible senescence, that we actually can't observe aging in those systems. So chronological age is what it says on your driver's license. However, this is different from what we call biological age, which is really measuring the state of the organism. We might say that even though you're chronologically 50 years old, you have a biological state that actually resembles someone who's more like a 60-year-old. And what that means is we can actually slow the rate at which these changes accumulate, or maybe even reverse them and go back to a better functioning state. And with that, we would actually give people more years of life without the painful parts of aging. We actually think that only about 10 to maybe 20% of your lifespan is dictated by your genes. And this is good news because it actually means we have a lot more control over how fast we're aging. There is even some evidence that we can reverse aging in some degree, especially in cells.
Measuring biological age doesn't require a time machine, but it does involve some cutting-edge science. You see, unlike our chronological age, which is determined by the date we were born, biological age is a little more complex. It's a measure of how well our bodies are actually functioning, and it can be influenced by a host of factors, from lifestyle choices to genetic predispositions. So, how exactly do we measure this elusive biological age? Well, there are a few methods scientists use. Blood tests, for instance, can give us a snapshot of our biological health. They can measure various biomarkers that give clues about our biological age. For example, levels of inflammation or cholesterol can indicate how well our bodies are aging. But perhaps the most intriguing method is the use of what's known as an epigenetic clock. This is a set of markers in our DNA that change as we age. By looking at these markers, scientists can get an idea of our biological age. One of the pioneers in this field is Dr. Morgan Levine, a Yale scientist who has been studying biological age and its impact on health. She's been instrumental in the development of an epigenetic age test. This test looks at specific changes in our DNA as we age. It's like a biological stopwatch, ticking away as we go through life. But Dr. Levine's work doesn't stop there. She's not just interested in measuring biological age, she's also passionate about understanding how we can control it. Through her research, she's found that certain lifestyle choices can have a significant impact on our biological age. Things like not smoking, exercising regularly, and eating a healthy diet can all help to slow down the ticking of our biological clock.
Exercise. I actually don't think that there's good evidence that exercise is not beneficial. There was a study that showed that there was a very limited increase in lifespan for the exercised mice versus sedentary mice. But the important thing in that study is they showed there was an increase in health span, which ultimately to me is the more important thing.
Now that we know how to measure it, the question remains, can we control our biological age? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the science behind aging and explore the exciting potential for us to take control of our own biological destiny. Here's a revelation. The lifestyle choices we make could play a significant role in determining our biological age. You see, while the tick-tock of our chronological age is pretty much set in stone, the hands of our biological clock can be swayed. And that sway, my friends, is largely in our control. Now let's talk about some lifestyle factors that directly influence our biological age. Let's start with the big one, smoking. Lighting up a cigarette, puffing away on a cigar, or even vaping. They all introduce harmful substances into our bodies that accelerate aging. Not only does this habit tarnish our lungs, but it also leaves a mark on our biological age, nudging it higher than we might like. Next up, exercise. A sedentary lifestyle is a ticket to rapid biological aging. On the flip side, regular physical activity, whether it's a brisk walk in the park or a high-intensity interval training session, can slow down the ticking of our biological clock. It's like a magic potion that keeps us youthful, both inside and out. And then there's diet. Ever heard the saying, "You are what you eat"? Well, it's not far from the truth when it comes to biological age. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help maintain a younger biological age. On the other hand, a diet high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats can speed up the aging process. But it's not just about these individual lifestyle choices. Our socioeconomic status and the level of chronic stress we experience also play a significant role in shaping our biological age. High levels of stress and lower socioeconomic status have been linked to a higher biological age. It's not just about living longer, it's about living healthier. But could there be more to the story? The frontier of aging research holds promising possibilities. Here in labs like Altos, scientists are pushing the boundaries of what we know about age. Among these pioneering researchers is Dr. Morgan Levine, a Yale scientist who has devoted her career to understanding the intricate dance of biological age and its impact on health. Dr. Levine has recently made a significant move to Altos Labs, a cutting-edge research facility where she joins a team of experts committed to the exploration and understanding of biological age. The goal? To develop more precise measures of biological age and to delve deeper into the realm of cellular reprogramming. Now you may be wondering, what is cellular reprogramming? It's a revolutionary process that involves transforming one type of cell into another, potentially allowing aged cells to return to a more youthful state. It's like turning back the hands of time, but on a cellular level. This groundbreaking research could revolutionize not just our understanding of age, but our ability to control it. And what could this mean for human health and lifespan? Imagine a future where we're not just adding years to life, but life to years. Where age is not just a number, but a variable we can influence. Where our golden years are not marked by decline and disease, but by vitality and wellness. This is the future that researchers like Dr. Levine are striving to create. But this future is not without its challenges.
Written, True Age. Cutting-edge research to help turn back the clock. Turning back the clock has been something people have dreamt about doing for millennia. How much progress have we made recently in actually turning back the clock?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if we've made a ton of progress in actually being able to do it, but I think we've made a ton of progress in actually approaching this as real science and not just as science fiction or kind of pseudoscience snake oil. So there are real universities and real science labs around the world working on actually understanding the biology and mechanisms involved in the aging process. So I think we are potentially on a precipice for actually having real solutions, but perhaps, not maybe the ones that people would like to have yet.
Questions of accessibility and equality arise. Dr. Levine is acutely aware of these concerns, and is dedicated to ensuring that the benefits of this research are not limited to a privileged few, but extend to the majority. Her mission is to promote health, not to increase health disparities. A future where we can control our aging process may not be as far-fetched as it sounds. The power to revolutionize your health and lifespan could be in your hands. Are you ready to take control? As we've learned, biological age isn't just about the number of candles on your birthday cake. It's about how your body is really functioning and how healthy it is. It's time to consider your lifestyle choices. Are you eating right, exercising, and managing stress? These factors could have a profound impact on your biological age. Perhaps you've never thought about your biological age before, but it's never too late to start. Regular health checks and proactive measures can provide valuable insights into your body's true age. It's not about stopping the clock, but about making sure every tick counts towards a healthier, more vibrant you. Remember, this isn't just about adding years to your life, but about adding life to your years. And as we move into an age where science allows us to understand our bodies better than ever, you have the power to take control and become an active participant in your own health journey. The age revolution has begun. Are you in? Here's your chance to join the conversation. What are your thoughts on biological age? This is more than just a fascinating concept from the labs of Yale. It's a revolutionary approach to understanding our bodies, our health, and ultimately, our destinies. We've journeyed through the mystery of biological age, the science that drives it, the lifestyle factors that influence it, and the promising future of aging research. Now, it's your turn to take the wheel. Think about your lifestyle choices. Are there changes you could make to slow down your biological clock? Are you ready to take control of your health and rewrite your future? Imagine, what if you could reduce a decade off your biological age? What would that mean for you? Would you have more energy to do the things you love? Would you feel healthier, stronger, more vibrant? Or would it simply give you peace of mind knowing you've added quality years to your life? And let's not forget about the exciting developments on the horizon. The work of Dr. Morgan Levine and her team at Altos Labs is just the beginning. There's so much more to uncover, so much more to understand. How eager are you to witness these breakthroughs? How curious are you about the future of aging research? We'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions, your aspirations. Share them in the comments section below. Let's create a vibrant community of health enthusiasts who aren't afraid to challenge the norm, who are ready to embrace the future of health and science. Tag a friend who needs to know about this breakthrough. Spark a conversation. Spread the word. Let's all be part of this exciting journey towards a healthier, longer life. And remember, the power to revolutionize your health is in your hands. Don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending truths about health and science. Let's continue to learn, to question, and to grow together. Because after all, knowledge is power, and this power is yours to wield.